Have you ever been drifting off to sleep when suddenly a vivid face flashes before your eyes? Or maybe you heard a loud bang that wasn't actually there. Or perhaps in that weird moment between awake and asleep, you suddenly understood the answer to a problem you'd been stuck on all day. If that's happened to you, you weren't tripping and you weren't dreaming yet. You were in hypnagogia. It's the waiting room of the mind. It's a thin slice of time, usually just a few minutes, where your logical brain is turning off and your creative brain is taking over the steering wheel. Most people sleep right through it, but the world's greatest thinkers, they used it as a secret weapon. Tonight, I'm going to show you how to stop sleeping through your best ideas and how to step into that half-awake world on purpose. Let's keep this simple. Say your brain has different gears. When you're at work or school, you're in beta gear, fast and logical. When you're relaxing on the couch, you drop into alpha gear. But right before you fall off the cliff into deep sleep, you hit theta. Theta is the gear of hypnagogia. In this state, your brain does something amazing. It starts auto-completing reality. Because you aren't focused on the outside world anymore, your subconscious starts throwing images, sounds, and feelings onto the back of your eyelids. Think of it like this. Your conscious mind is a strict librarian who keeps everything in neat files. Hypnagogia is what happens when the librarian goes home for the night and the books start dancing on the shelves. But what does it feel like? Well, everyone experiences this differently. Here are the 3 most common ways you'll know you've arrived. 1. Visual hallucinations. You might see geometric patterns, swirling colors, or even mini-movies, something like a light show. 2. Auditory hallucinations. You might hear someone call your name, hear a burst of music, or catch a snippet of a conversation that makes 0 sense. 3. The body jolt. Have you ever felt like you were falling and jumped awake? That's a hypnic jerk. It's your body's way of checking if you're still safe while your brain starts to wander. Let me give you an example to demonstrate the magical power of hypnagogia. The famous artist Salvador Dalí. He didn't just think of his melting clocks, he saw them in this state. He called it the slumber with a key. He knew that the weird stuff his brain showed him was more interesting than anything he could think of while wide awake. So, how do you catch these ideas before they disappear into a dream? You have to trick your body into staying on the edge. This is the simple method used by Thomas Edison. Step 1. The setup. Find a time when you are slightly sleepy, like during a Sunday afternoon nap. Sit in a comfortable chair rather than a bed. If you're too comfortable, you'll just fall asleep, and the mission is over. Step 2. The anchor. Hold something in your hand. Edison used brass balls. Dalí used a heavy key. Hold it over the side of the chair. Directly underneath your hand, place a metal plate or a hard floor. Step 3. The drift. Close your eyes. Think lightly about a problem you want to solve or a project you're working on. Don't work on it. Just let it float there. Step 4. The catch. As you drift into hypnagogia, your muscles will naturally relax, your hand will open, and clang, the object hits the plate. Step 5. The record. That sudden noise will snap you back to being awake. This is the most important part. Do not get up. Do not check your phone. Immediately grab a notepad and write down the first thing that was in your head, even if it's a weird word or a strange shape. You might be thinking, this sounds like a lot of work just to see some weird shapes. But here's the truth. Your logical brain is a filter. It tells you that certain ideas are stupid or impossible. In hypnagogia, that filter is gone. Let me give you some examples proving how wonderfully hypnagogia works. Example number 1. The periodic table. Dmitri Mendeleev had been struggling to organize the chemical elements for years. He fell into an exhausted state at his desk and said, "I saw in a dream a table where all elements fell into place as required. Awakening, I immediately wrote it down." That dream at his desk was actually a hypnagogic vision. Example number 2, the Rolling Stones. Keith Richards famously kept a tape recorder by his bed. One morning, he woke up and saw the tape had run to the end. He played it back and heard the opening riff to Satisfaction, followed by 40 minutes of him snoring. He had played the riff in a hypnagogic trance and forgotten it completely. To put it simply, Keith Richards, the guitarist for the Rolling Stones, didn't sit down at a desk and write the song Satisfaction. Instead, his brain handed it to him while he was half asleep. Example number 3, Mary Shelley's monster. Mary Shelley was struggling to write a ghost story. One night, while half waking, she had a vision of a pale student of unhallowed arts kneeling beside a creature he had put together. That terrifying hypnagogic image became Frankenstein. Example number 4. Auguste Kekulé discovered the structure of the benzene molecule after seeing a vision of a snake biting its own tail in this state. When you practice this, you aren't just sleeping, you're mining your brain for gold. I now hope you are convinced enough about the wonders of hypnagogia and will definitely give it a try. You don't need fancy equipment to try this. You just need a quiet room, a heavy set of keys, and a little bit of patience. Your brain is the most complex thing in the known universe. Why only use the awake part of it? Tonight or tomorrow during a nap, try to stay on the edge. See what your mind wants to show you. You might find a solution to a problem, a new hobby, or just a really cool story to tell.